Hey, what's up guys? My name is Dan Coconati, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to tune your guitar. You can be the best guitarist there is, but if your guitar is not in tune, you're going to sound bad. It's as simple as that. So we're going to be taking a look at two methods to this tuning process. So one is going to be with an actual tuner like this. You can get these pretty much standard at any music shop, Guitar Center, etc. This one's pretty old. I've had this for like 10 years now. But we're going to be taking a look at it using the tuner, and we're also going to be taking a look at just having at least the bass note E pitch, which would be this string. Maybe you have a pianist nearby, or somebody else in the band's already at a tune. If they just give you their E, you should be able to, in theory, tune the rest of your guitar just based on that single pitch there. So we're just going to look first at the tuner method here. So a tuner is simply going to show you the pitch of the string. So right now, this guitar, it's not in tune. So we're going to be tuning our E string first. And that's also something important to note as well. So the strings are going to be going as E, A, D, G, B, and E. Okay? When you're tuning these. So basically, we're going to take a look right here at this E. Okay? Your low E. So right now, my pitch is showing that we're on a G, okay? So you're gonna try to find your E pitch. Okay. Actually, I'm kind of struggling to find the pitch too. If you need help, we're gonna cover this as well later, but you can always find a bass E. Okay, so there's my pitch. Too high. So again, matching that pitch. It does help to have a tuner as well, and we'll cover how to do this without having a tuner. So that's the E. So when you're tuning the peg up, that means your pitch goes up. And what are these right here? These are called tuning pegs. We'll always zoom in on the camera. So these are your tuning pegs. And again, when you twist up, your pitch goes up. And when you twist down, the pitch goes down, okay? So again, the low string here, it's called an E string, okay? So tune that until the tuner pretty much right here shows you that you're in tune at an E, which this tuner in particular will shine green, just like that. Getting it? Okay? Alright, so once you get the E, then you move on to your next string. So the next string, fifth string here, this is an A string, okay? So again, you're going to repeat the same process pretty much with your tuning pegs here, okay? See where you are on your tuner? This string's actually not too bad. It's slightly low. Again, I don't know if the camera's picking it up. When the peg's to the left side of your tuner, that means you're basically, you're a little flat, okay? So that means you need to increase pitch or sharpen the pitch until you get it right on the dot there. And there's your pitch, and that's how you're tuning it, okay? And again, that would be your A string, okay? So now, these two are synced up, okay? Then your next string is the D string, same process. So if you have a tuner, take a look where you're at. So this one's also similar, okay? Damn, I don't even know if that's picking up there. Okay, there it is on the tuner. And if I want that pitch to go up, because again, we're on the left side, and we're trying to get it higher, twist the peg up, away from the guitar, until it falls right on the dot there, okay? Okay, that's your D string then. And then you move on to the G string, okay? Same process, you're gonna use your tuning pegs here to find the pitch. And then once you do, these should all line up. And then the last one, B string next, okay? right here, your second string. Same process, see where it is on the tuner. Right now, again, we're flat. So on the tuner, get it up until it shines green. Might never line up really just perfectly, but you want it close enough, okay? And then the E, okay? Again, use your tuning pegs here. Adjust your pitch to the tuner until it lights up, or whatever, and shows, or I should say, that you're right in the center there, and you're golden, okay? And then that's all your strings. So E, A, D, G, B, and E. Okay, so that's a good example of how to tune with a tuner. So let's say that you're not, or maybe you forgot your tuner at the house or something like that, and you're out, you're gigging or something, and you need to still tune the guitar, obviously, because you want to sound good. So let's just say that the rest of the guitar is kind of screwed up. Okay, just for example, detuning the guitar, right? The only string I did leave, if you caught that, was my E. Now the reason I left the E is because typically when you are tuning in a band or whatnot, somebody's got to have one in-tune instrument. If not, you can always pull up your phone like I did earlier and just get a pitch. So get the pitch. Okay, so once you have that pitch and your first or your low E string tuned, you can really tune the rest of the guitar. Now, how can you do that? You can do that based on your fretboard, okay? So the 5th fret of every string, except for your G string, is gonna tune the rest of the guitar pretty much. So this 5th fret on this E string here, this is basically how you want the next string to sound. So this should match this. Obviously right now it doesn't because we just detuned. So again, as long as you have this string tuned, you can tune the rest of your guitar. So, okay, this sounds lower than this pitch, right? That's a higher pitch. But this is what you want the second A string to sound like, okay? That's the 5th fret again, okay? The 5s, except right here, you need a 4, will tune the guitar. So again, this is how you want that string to sound, the A string. Okay, so we need to go up, sounding closer. All right, maybe just a little kink. Okay, now these two strings are in tune because again, we did have this E tuned already. Okay, then it's just the same exact thing. So the 5th fret of the next string, your A string, is going to be the same note as this D. Okay, again, these strings are not in tune. So now repeat the process. I want this 3rd string here, or actually it's your 4th string because we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is how it technically goes with guitar. But the 4th string needs to sound like the 5th string. So how does that pitch sound now? This one sounds lower than this. Again, this string is now in tune. So okay. So how do we get there? We got to tune up on our tuning peg. Okay. Now those sound the same. So now these two strings are in tune. Now we have these two. That's in tune. Those are in tune now. So we got the top 3 here, or lower 3, tuned, okay? And then you're gonna do the same exact thing. 5th fret, again, will be what the next string should sound like, basically. Okay? So our D pitch, okay, that G sounds flat, sounds lower in pitch than this. So match it again. That's using the 5th fret, again, to match the pitch. So match Match it up. Close. Okay, now those are in tune. So we got, okay. And then the only one that changes is when you're doing the G with the B, okay? So when you're tuning the B string here, that's your second string, okay, this one. When you're tuning this one, you're gonna use the 4th fret of the G to tune. Everything's a 5th fret, so this 5th fret is that string open. This 5th fret is the D string open, right? This 5th fret is gonna be this G string open. 4th fret of the G is gonna be the B open, and then 5th fret will be the E. So we'll get to that. So again, this is the only one that's the 4th fret. Okay, it sounds lower, right? That's a higher pitch, and we're trying to tune this B, this second string. So, right, you have to increase the pitch. Okay. Now those are in tune. And then the last one, again, as I mentioned, goes back to the 5th fret. So the 5th fret of the B is going to be the same pitch that you need to hear coming out of your high E. Okay, so this one, this sounds higher, right? This is too high. So we need to lower the pitch. Oh, right there. And now it's just right. And then your guitar is in tune. Just like that. Thank you guys so much for checking out this tutorial on how to tune your guitar. If this helped you out and you learned a thing or two, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and be ready for more future guitar lessons.